So how difficult does that make it to find the best guy when they're playing different positions and Jordan has to go back and forth?
Yeah, and in a lot of ways, where we package it so that you can best play the two individuals that give you the best chance to win on that Saturday. We try to mirror them as much as we can. There's some, obviously there's a lot more space in the field than you have to the boundary. And so we evaluate that. We try to dual train them, cross train them, so that again, if your second boundary side safety is better than your second field side safety, and you want the next best to go into the game. So it's mirrored enough that they're cross trained, but and ultimately trying to just put the two best out there, and regardless of position.
So if it's Brendan, then will Jordan be at the field?
Yeah, possibly, and that's something we evaluate during the course of the week, and it also is somewhat dictated by the type of offense that you face, and for Jordan in his particular situation, kind of the tool that we have is where to best put him, and he's earned that kind of right to be that guy for us, and get guys lined up, and so a lot of it stems from where he best can help us.
You guys have shuffled around that secondary quite a bit this season, and it seems like you guys have just been kind of waiting for guys to step up and maybe claim a position. Is that something that you feel like Brendan White did this past Saturday?
Yeah, I think as you evaluate ourselves, up until this point, I mean, missed opportunities would be the byline next to it, and it comes back to us as coaches. It's our responsibility to put the guys in the best situation to be successful. So ultimately, you put the finger back on us. But in Brendan's situation specifically, was given an opportunity based on his preparation, based on his performance over the course of several weeks in practice, and kind of as you earn trust from the coaching staff, and also those opportunities, and maybe not on the exact same stage as being on one of the 11 on defense, but it could be in a punt return situation, it could be in a kickoff opportunity, it could be something on the special team side of things, and so he's shown well in those areas. So it wasn't by chance that he was provided the opportunity last Saturday. And it's one thing to get an opportunity; it's a whole other thing to take advantage of the opportunity. And so that's been a little bit of the frustration. Is to your point, is several guys have had some opportunities, maybe haven't risen to the occasion as much as we like them to. And so in Brendan's case, we're excited for him and excited for us that he was able to perform. And certainly, for a guy that hadn't played a whole lot of football, performed very well for us.
I just walked up a second ago, but the bottom line is, as Irvin told us today, Shaun Wade and Brendan are sort of competing for that starting job now. And how comfortable? These are two guys that weren't even in the picture several weeks ago.
That's right.
But what do you just see from both of them that tells you, I don't know, gives you promise about that spot?
Sure, and I think both situations are unique. Shaun was kind of playing nickel for us, corner for us, and was really a hybrid guy. And from a mental aptitude standpoint, if you can't handle multiple positions, then we don't ask you to play multiple positions. But he's handled it, has the athleticism to do it. As a redshirt freshman, trying to find the best place for him. And right now in our current situation, thought safety was the best, and has held up pretty well there. Obviously, this he played 85 snaps at safety. It's really his first meaningful reps at safety, and then in Brendan's case, really his first meaningful reps. And so we'll continue to evaluate that. It's mastering the game plan. It's those guys that perform the best over the course of the week of practice will determine who the starter is, and then how we split reps from there. And certainly not opposed to playing more than just one or the other. And so that's the message to them: keep competing, and the more guys that play, the better.
As you self-scout Brendan White, what are some of the things he does well, and what are some of the things that he needs to work on moving forward if he is the guy to win this job?
Sure. The ability to run. He's a big athlete with extreme speed, and a guy that has the ability to hit. So the run and hit factor is certainly there. He has only continued to work to master the defense. That's one. The unique part is obviously once you get into the season, the defense, there's tweaks and all that as you go through each individual opponent. And so the trust of the coaches is continuing to get earned. That's where it starts. And then he's put himself in a position. Like I said, it wasn't by chance. let's throw Brendan in, whatever it was in the second quarter on Saturday. That was a decision that we made last Thursday, in terms of who the next guy would be in, and obviously didn't envision the certain scenario that we had, but he earned that right. And so it's speed and again showing well from a mental aptitude standpoint, which he always has. So we're excited about him. He's got to continue to progress.
Alex, when you look at the circumstance of that rejection, I don't know what you thought of the call when it happened, but do you teach it differently? What were the discussions like with Jordan, and what did you guys kind of see when you reviewed that specific play there?
Sure, and every single one of those, targeting is they're so unique, and some more obvious than others. In this situation you're talking about, it falls under the umbrella of a defensive player, and so when that happens, there's really not much from a defensive player standpoint that you can do. You got to be smart. Obviously, was there any intent on his part to put a shoulder or anything in his upper body on the would-be ball carrier's upper torso? No. But the ball's tip falling to the ground. And so in that particular case, there's not a whole lot to say. It's not launching at a defensive player or anything along those lines. So they don't measure intent. I mean, that's the rule doesn't factor that in. And so unfortunately, in that particular case, we kind of end up on the wrong side of it. But it's the right thing to try to protect players when we get it. And it's unfortunately part of the game. But on the same, talking about both sides of my mouth, it's also the fortunate part because we got to do right by kids.
Do you feel like they should maybe?
Two more questions. Alex, when you see Brendan play so well in his first opportunity, does it make you rethink previous personnel decisions? Do you consider it a mistake that he hadn't played in that role in the first 8 games?
No, and a stern no. But I also will say that I'm excited that he performed the way he did. What you have to do as a coach is you have to evaluate the things that are presented in front of you, and that comes from spring football through fall camp, and then you make a decision you started going into week 1, and then based on performances over the course of a Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, which obviously isn't broadcast on TV, you evaluate those things as well. And then Saturdays obviously are a major eval. I mean, that's the stage. Don't get me wrong. That's the stage. And so in Brendan's case, there's some opportunities that maybe he didn't take advantage of, smaller opportunities, but any individual, and I think he'd admit that. But any individual, again, you don't get to choose what those opportunities are. It may be on a punt return that you were supposed to block a guy and you didn't show well. Okay, well, can the team depend on you? And then you stick your head down and you keep your head down. You keep working at the fundamentals. It may be a clip in practice where you don't make the right communication. But you're not going to make the right communication, then who says you're going to do it on a Saturday? And so that's a missed opportunity. For instance, and these are just examples, not necessarily specific to Brendan. So in any event, but what he's done is over the course of the season continue to improve, continue to earn our trust, and then take advantage of those. Again, every opportunity is a huge opportunity because it can lead to more. But he's taken advantage of it. He's shown he's practiced faster. In fact, there was a text last week I sent him on Tuesday night. And just said it was the best practice that he ever had at Ohio State, and so it's not coincidence, that all of a sudden one he finds himself on the field, and number two that he performs well, and it goes back to that, and so like I said, excited for him and excited for us, and we got to obviously continue to work to get better.
How maddening has the search for that other safety been for you though this year? I mean, to find that effective guy.
Sure. Well, there's a lot of frustration, not just from a personnel standpoint, but obviously from a performance standpoint. We're in the business of results, and we're fortunate to find ourselves in the plus category from a win standpoint, but from a performance standpoint, defensively, obviously not the standard that we want. And so, turn the finger back to us as coaches. We haven't done a good enough job. I mean, that's number one. And so then number two, obviously from a personnel standpoint, is there is a level of frustration when guys have opportunities at the point of attack, whether they find themselves at the point of attack or the ball finds them, that there's an end to every play, and it's either the ball's on the ground or the ball carrier's on the ground. And so that's something that we got to do a better job of. We have to we got to win more of those battles. We win both at safety and across the board defensively. And so there is a level of frustration because there's several instances, if you go back through it, that you find that there's an individual there to make the play. And that's number one. If you're in a situation where there's no one to be found, well, obviously that is a major issue. But when you have someone there to make the play, obviously you might not make them all, but we got to win more battles than what we have. So to say it's been frustrating would be an understatement. But again, we got to do a better job as coaches.
Thank you.